Marina wiped the same counter at the Sabor de Casa diner for the third time, her trembling hands gripping the damp cloth. She had worked there for 2 years, ever since she dropped out of business school because she couldn't afford it anymore. At 24, her dreams felt farther away with each passing day. "Marina! Are you deaf?" Mr. Raimundo's gruff voice echoed through the nearly empty diner. "I've told you 1,000 times, the ketchup goes on the left, not the right. Can't you do anything right?" The few customers present shifted uncomfortably. Marina felt her cheeks burn with shame, but she swallowed her pride as she always did. She needed that job. "I'm sorry, Mr. Raimundo. I'll fix it right now." Sorry, that's all you ever say. Useless." He slammed a tray onto the counter with a loud bang. "And how long has that table been waiting? You're way too slow." Marina rushed to the table in the back, where a man in an impeccable suit had been watching everything in silence. He looked about 35, with neatly styled dark hair, deep brown eyes, and a serious expression that softened when she approached. "Good afternoon. What can I get you?" Marina tried to smile, discreetly wiping away a tear that threatened to fall. The man studied her for a moment, as if seeing beyond the humiliation of the situation. "A black coffee and a grilled bread, please," he said calmly and politely. "And don't worry about the wait. I'm not in a hurry." Daniel Almeida didn't usually eat at simple diners. As the CEO of Almeida Developments, one of the largest construction companies in the country, his lunches were normally held at upscale restaurants or business meetings. But that day had been different. A meeting ended early, and while exploring a neighborhood he planned to revitalize, he found himself in that diner. What he saw there deeply unsettled him. As he waited for his order, Daniel couldn't take his eyes off Marina. The way she worked diligently despite constant humiliation, how she remained polite to customers even with tears in her eyes, revealed a strength of character he rarely saw, even among his highest-paid executives. When Marina returned with his order, he noticed her hands were still slightly trembling. "Here you go. Anything else?" "Actually, yes." Daniel pulled a business card from the inside pocket of his jacket. "I'd like to talk to you about an opportunity. Would you have a few minutes after your shift?" Marina looked at the card, confused. "Daniel Almeida, CEO, Almeida Developments." Her eyes widened. Are you serious, sir?" "Completely. I see potential in you. I saw how you handled a difficult situation, your professionalism under pressure. My company is looking for people with that kind of resilience." Before Marina could respond, Mr. Raimundo appeared again. "Marina! Stop wasting time with the customer and get back to work. And you," he pointed angrily at Daniel, "if you're done, pay and leave. This isn't a hotel." Daniel stood up slowly, his expression turning cold and authoritative. At 6 feet 1 inch, he was naturally intimidating. "You've just lost a customer. And possibly your best employee." He placed a $100 bill on the table, far more than the bill required. "Marina, my offer still stands. Call me when you're ready to talk." And he left, leaving Marina holding the card as if it were a winning lottery ticket. Marina spent the night wide awake, Daniel's card resting on her nightstand. Was this real? Should she really call a millionaire CEO? Maybe it was just pity. Or worse, some kind of scam or harassment. But something inside her told her it was different. The way he had looked at her wasn't pity, it was respect. As if he saw something in her that she herself had forgotten existed. The next day, Mr. Raimundo was even worse. "You know what? I'm sick of your pathetic face. You're slow, incompetent, and on top of that, flirting with customers. That man from yesterday complained about you." Marina knew it was a lie. But for the first time in 2 years, she felt something different, courage. "No, he didn't complain. And you know what? I quit." The silence that followed was deafening. Mr. Raimundo turned red. "Quit? You think you'll find something better? You'll come crawling back here in a week. Maybe. But I'm going to try." Marina took off her apron and placed it on the counter, her hands trembling, this time with adrenaline. I deserve respect. And I'll never have it here. She walked out under the shocked stares of her coworkers, her heart pounding wildly. When she reached the sidewalk, she pulled out her phone and, before she could overthink it, dialed the number on the card. Daniel Almeida? Mr. Almeida? This is Marina, from the diner. I'd like to talk about that opportunity, if it's still available. She could hear the smile in his voice. It is. How about tomorrow at 10 a.m. at my office? I'll send you the address. Perfect. And Mr. Almeida? Thank you for seeing something in me. Call me Daniel. And thank you for having the courage to call. When she hung up, Marina realized what she had done. She was unemployed, with bills to pay, betting everything on a meeting with a stranger. It was crazy. It was liberating. The Almeida Developments building was intimidating, 30 floors of glass and steel in the heart of the city, with a marble lobby that looked more expensive than Marina's entire apartment. She smoothed her only business outfit for the 10th time, black pants and a simple white blouse bought years ago on sale. Marina Santos? An elegant woman in her 40s approached with a smile. I'm Beatriz, Daniel's assistant. He's expecting you. The elevator rose silently to the top floor. When the doors opened, Marina found herself in a spacious, modern office with a breathtaking panoramic view of the city. Daniel was standing by the window on the phone. When he saw her, he quickly ended the call. Marina, I'm glad you came. Please have a seat. Would you like coffee? Water? Water, please. Her throat was dry with nerves. Daniel sat across from her, not behind the desk, which made the meeting feel less formal. I'll be direct. I need a personal assistant. Someone organized, able to handle pressure, with emotional intelligence and resilience. I saw all of that in you at the diner. But I don't have corporate experience. I didn't even finish college. Experience can be learned. Character can't. Daniel leaned forward. I saw how you treated every customer with respect even when you were mistreated. That's what I need. The rest I can teach. Marina felt her eyes burn. No one had ever spoken about her like that. I'd have to learn everything from scratch. And you will. Beatriz will train you. The starting salary is 5 times what you earn at the diner, with full benefits. Standard business hours, no abusive overtime. And if after 3 months you prove you can do the job, and I know you can, you'll be made permanent with a raise. It sounded too good to be true. Why are you doing this? You don't know me. Daniel was silent for a moment, looking out the window. Because someone once did this for me. I grew up poor, Marina. Very poor. A businessman gave me a chance when I was 19, working as an office runner. He said he saw something in me. Today I run the company he founded and left to me when he passed away. I learned that sometimes you have to bet on the right people. Marina felt a connection forming. Maybe he really understood. When do I start? Daniel's smile lit up the room. Monday. Welcome to the team, Marina. The first few weeks were intense. Marina always arrived 15 minutes early and left 15 minutes late, determined to prove that Daniel hadn't made a mistake. Beatriz was a patient mentor, teaching her everything from managing a CEO's complex schedule to the subtleties of corporate etiquette. You're doing very well, Beatriz said one Friday afternoon. In just 3 weeks, you're already doing things that took me months to learn. It's because I can't disappoint Daniel. He believed in me. Beatriz smiled knowingly. He's special, isn't he? In 10 years working here, I've never seen him do this for anyone. You must have made a strong impression. Marina felt her face warm. It was true that over the past weeks, she and Daniel had developed a comfortable dynamic. He was demanding but fair, with a dry sense of humor she was learning to appreciate. And he was attentive in small but meaningful ways, remembering when she mentioned skipping lunch and sending food up, asking about her mother after Marina said she was sick. It's just professionalism, Marina said, though it didn't sound convincing even to herself. That afternoon, Daniel called her into his office. Marina, I need you to accompany me to an event tomorrow night. A charity gala. Beatrice usually goes, but she'll be traveling. Are you available? Yes, of course. But I don't know if I have the right clothes for. I've already thought about that. He handed her a corporate credit card. Choose something appropriate. Consider it part of your work attire. The event is at 8 p.m. I can pick you up at 7:30. Marina took the card with trembling hands. A gala dinner. With Daniel. It's just work, she told herself. Just work. But when she got home and started browsing dresses online, her heart was racing for reasons that had nothing to do with war. Marina looked at herself in the mirror for the 10th time, barely recognizing the woman staring back. The navy blue midi dress she had chosen was elegant without being bold, perfectly tailored to her figure. For the first time in years, she had gone to a salon, and her brown hair fell in soft waves over her shoulders. When the doorbell rang exactly at 7:30, she took a deep breath. Daniel stood there in a black tuxedo, flawless, but it was his expression when he saw her that made Marina forget how to breathe. He stood still for a moment longer than casual. You look beautiful. Thank you. You look very elegant too. Marina picked up her clutch, trying to maintain the professional composure that was quickly slipping away. In the car, Daniel explained the details of the event. It's a fundraising gala for education programs for underprivileged youth. There will be business leaders and politicians. Your role is simply to accompany me, take notes of any commitments I make, and help me remember names if needed. Understood. I studied the guest list Beatrice gave me. Daniel smiled. You're dedicated. I admire that. The venue was breathtaking, crystal chandeliers, tables decorated with white flowers, a string quartet playing softly. Marina felt out of place, but Daniel's steady presence beside her was reassuring. He introduced her as my personal assistant, Marina, always resting a gentle hand on her back, sending shivers down her spine. Midway through the evening, as Daniel spoke with a group of investors, an imposing blonde woman approached and placed her hand on his arm intimately. Daniel, darling! It's been so long! Isabella. His voice turned noticeably colder. Marina, this is Isabella Duarte. Isabella, Marina Santos, my assistant. Isabella looked Marina up and down with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. Assistant. How interesting. You've changed your type, Daniel. The air grew tense. Excuse us, Isabella, we were just leaving, Daniel said, taking Marina's hand protectively. Shall we? Only in the car did Marina dare to ask. Who was she? Daniel stared out the window in silence before answering. My ex-fiancée. We broke up 2 years ago. She left when the company went through a financial crisis, said she didn't want to live in poverty. 3 months later, I recovered everything, and more. I'm sorry. Don't be. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. It showed me who she really was. He looked at Marina. It taught me to value character over appearances. Their eyes met, and Marina felt something shift between them that night, something dangerous and thrilling. The following weeks were a sweet torture. Marina found herself eagerly anticipating every interaction with Daniel, memorizing the way he smiled at her jokes, how their fingers brushed when passing documents, how he always asked whether she had eaten. She knew she was falling in love. And she knew it was a terrible idea. You're different, her best friend Carol said during a Sunday lunch. Lighter. Happier. It's the new job. I like what I do. Or you like your boss, Carol teased. Come on, tell me. What's he like? Marina sighed, giving up the act. He's amazing, Carol. Smart, kind, funny, and completely out of my league. He's a millionaire CEO. I'm a former diner waitress who didn't even finish college. That doesn't matter if he likes you too. And from the way you describe how he treats you, I'd bet he does. It's just professionalism. Marina, men don't look at women professionally. Trust me. On Monday, Marina arrived determined to keep things strictly professional. But Daniel had other plans. Marina, I need your opinion, he said, reviewing blueprints for a new project. We're renovating buildings in the neighborhood where you used to live. I want to create community spaces. What do you think the community really needs? She was stunned. He was asking her opinion on a multimillion-dollar decision. Well, there's a real lack of green areas. Playgrounds for children. Maybe a community library. The nearest one is miles away. Daniel took notes carefully. Keep going. This is exactly the kind of insight I need. You know these people. You live this reality. They spent hours discussing the project, Daniel valuing every suggestion. When they finally finished, it was already night. Let me take you home, Daniel offered. In the car, the silence was comfortable, until Daniel spoke. You know I value you greatly, Marina. Not just as an assistant. Your presence makes my days better. Her heart raced. Daniel. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. It's inappropriate. It's not that it's inappropriate. It's that I value you too. Too much, maybe. And that scares me. He stopped the car in front of her building, looking at her intensely. Why does it scare you? Because we're so different. Because you're my boss. Because I'm afraid this is too good to be true, and I'll wake up back in that diner. Daniel gently took her hand. Marina, I've never given anyone anything expecting something in return. You're here because you deserve it. And what I'm feeling has nothing to do with work. What are you feeling? He smiled, the smile that made her stomach flip. I'm still figuring it out. But I'd like to figure it out with you, if you want. She should have been sensible. She should have said no. But when she looked into his eyes, she saw the same vulnerability she felt. I want to. They decided to take things slowly. Quiet dinners after work, conversations that stretched for hours, late-night messages. Marina discovered that beneath Daniel's professional exterior was a deeply lonely man. Isabella's betrayal had closed him off from relationships, and the pressure of running a billion-dollar company left little room for personal life. Sometimes I feel like I'm more of a role than a person, he confessed one night as they walked through an empty park. CEO, investor, philanthropist. But who is Daniel, really? I hadn't known how to answer that for a long time. And now? Now I'm starting to remember. You helped me remember. Marina was rediscovering herself too. She returned to night classes, determined to finish her business degree. Daniel offered to pay, but she refused. This was something she wanted to earn on her own. He respected that and ensured she had flexible hours. At work, their relationship remained professional, but gossip began to spread. People are talking, Beatrice warned her one day. And not kindly. What are they saying? That you seduced the boss to get promoted. That you're a gold digger. Typical cruel corporate gossip. Marina's stomach sank. Maybe we should keep more distance at work. Or you could ignore what people think, Beatrice said gently. Marina, in 10 years here, I've never seen Daniel this happy. Things escalated when Isabella returned. She scheduled an official meeting, claiming interest in investing in one of the company's projects. Daniel couldn't refuse without seeming unprofessional. Marina attended, taking notes. Daniel, may we speak in private? Isabella asked, ignoring Marina completely. Anything you need to say can be said in front of Marina. Isabella sighed dramatically. I made a mistake, Daniel. A terrible mistake. I shouldn't have left you. I was scared, immature. But I've grown. And I still love you. Silence fell heavily. Isabella, Daniel said calmly but firmly. You never loved me. You loved what I represented, status, money. When you thought I'd lose everything, you disappeared. That taught me what truly matters. He stood and took Marina's hand. And it taught me to recognize real love when I finally found it. Isabella went pale. You're choosing her? Your secretary? I'm choosing the woman who stood by me not for interest, but for genuine affection. And for your information, Marina is not my secretary, she's my personal assistant, One of the most intelligent and dedicated people I know, and soon she'll be much more than that in this company." After Isabella stormed out, Marina hugged Daniel. "Thank you for defending me. Always, Marina. Always." 3 months later, Marina barely recognized her own life. She had been promoted to Community Projects Manager, leading the company's social initiatives, a role Daniel created specifically for her, recognizing her talent for understanding community needs. Her salary had tripled, but more importantly, she loved what she did. And she was deeply in love. For her birthday, Daniel planned a surprise. He blindfolded her and took her somewhere, refusing to give clues. "You can open your eyes." They were in the neighborhood where she grew up, but everything had changed. The renovated housing complex was complete and beautiful: green parks, recreation areas, and at the center, a modern library with a sign reading, "Marina Santos Community Library." "Daniel, you didn't." "I did. Because every idea here was yours. Because you turned this project into something that will change lives." Marina cried as she hugged him. "There's more." Inside the library was a room labeled, "Study and Scholarship Center." "We'll offer scholarships and job opportunities to young people from this community, just like someone once did for me. You'll coordinate the program." She kissed him without caring who might see. "I love you, Daniel Almeida." "I love you too, Marina Santos." Since that day in the diner. But the media soon discovered their relationship. Headlines were cruel. "Billionaire CEO dates former diner worker." Comments were worse. "Maybe we should distance ourselves," Marina suggested one night, crying. "I don't want to harm your company." Daniel held her face firmly. "I choose you. Always." 1 year later, Marina stood on a graduation stage, finally holding her business degree. Daniel was in the front row, applauding louder than anyone, beside her mother, who cried with pride. Her life had changed beyond imagination. The scholarship program had already helped 50 young people, and the initiative was expanding nationwide. That night, Daniel took her to the rooftop of the company building. He knelt. "Marina Santos, you changed my life. Will you marry me?" "Yes. 1,000 times yes." They kissed under the city lights. Marina had once been humiliated in a diner. Now she had purpose. And love. True love. This story reminds us that life doesn't always begin at the top. Sometimes it starts at our lowest point. True success isn't about where you come from, how much money you have, or the titles you carry. It's about character, resilience, and having the courage to take a chance when an opportunity appears. Marina's journey shows that when someone believes in you, and when you finally believe in yourself, everything can change. Never underestimate the power of respect, kindness, and potential. The right people will see your value even when the world overlooks you. And sometimes, destiny shows up disguised as an ordinary day, in the most unexpected place. If you enjoyed stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and support this content so we can keep bringing you more emotional, inspiring stories. And now tell us in the comments, which city or country are you watching from? We'd love to know where our stories are reaching around the world globe, showing Europe, Africa sparkles.